Hello, welcome to another episode of Awakening with Soulspirational. I'm Tish, and today I want to talk about honoring thy body. So, I recently lost somebody who was close to me, and I spent a good portion of the past year walking with this person. I call it walking in grace with this person. Knowing that they were ill and knowing that she knew that things were terminal, that she wasn't going to get well, and it's opened me up even more spiritually, and it's given me even deeper understanding and appreciation of some things. And one of those things is the appreciation of the body. You know, all of us have lost somebody, and we know that when somebody dies, that their physical body is gone. And I wonder how many of us really stop and think about our own bodies, and really have an appreciation for what we get to do here on earth. So, you know, if you believe that we are both spiritual beings and human beings, in that the body, when it dies, it stays here on earth, but our spirit continues on, our soul continues on. When we pass, we will no longer have that physical body, obviously. That means that we no longer have arms to wrap around our loved ones. Just putting my arms around my kids, my grandkids, friends, other family members and loved ones, it feels so good. And I swear, it just keeps getting richer and richer. The older that I get, the more I realize that I really do just have this one body, this one lifetime as Tish in this body, in this physical container. And how am I honoring that? So there are times where, you know, throughout my life, I have always beat myself up because some expectation of societal rules, at the very least, of what the perfect body type is for a woman. And most of us intellectually know that's crap. And yet we do it anyway. We're constantly comparing ourselves, most of us anyway, to people we see on TV and magazines, on social media, whatever it is. And that isn't honoring ourselves. I'm never going to have the body of a supermodel. And I just don't have the physical bone structure to do that. So to try and compare myself and put myself in some other kind of place that it just isn't even possible, why even do that? And then some of us, it may not even be that we're trying to fit, you know, the supermodel standards, but of how we think society looks at us. So maybe we are underweight, or maybe we're overweight. If we are engaged in negative self-talk of, you really need to gain some weight, or you really need to lose some weight, we are compounding the stress that most of us already have enough of that on a daily basis. And then the negative self-talk just adds to that. And if we're trying to accomplish a goal, it's much harder reaching that goal if we're constantly undercutting ourselves, yelling at ourselves, judging ourselves, whatever it happens to be. When we can learn to start honoring who and where we are today, I think it makes it easier to achieve the goals. I think it makes it a little bit easier to, when we go to the grocery store, to, you know, purchase the healthy foods or the right foods for us. At that given moment, this particular part on our path, on our journey. Again, as a human being, we get to create with our hands. The spirit doesn't have hands. We have hands. We get to paint or cook wonderful meals, write, journal. Maybe we're writing short essays or poems with our hands. We greet people, we shake hands, we have that physical, being a human being, obviously. Think about how your fingertips, how you're able to feel the difference between like a satin to a leather. You can feel the difference if you were to rub satin and then leather on the skin of your arm, for example, but it still isn't the same sensation that we have with our fingertips. I mean, we really get to get in there if we're feeling like the leaf of a plant. We can really feel the small little ridges or veins or whatever it may be in the leaf because we have a physical body. Honor your physical container that is carrying you through this particular lifetime. It's the only one that you're going to get. So if we start, these physical eyes allow me to see and interpret through my mind all the beautiful things that are in front of me. Yes, even the less than beautiful things. Although I think even some of those less than beautiful things, they still have their own story that makes them beautiful too. But we get to see through these physical eyes. We get to smell, that wonderful meal that we just cooked, or that somebody else, you walk into your favorite restaurant and, you start salivating because you can just smell how wonderful it is. We have a physical mouth. So, spirits, my experience is I've never seen a spirit's mouth move communicating with me. They don't have a mouth. Well, guess what? As a physical being, you have a mouth by which to speak. God gave you a mouth, a throat, vocal cords. So you get to express in your particular tone your perfectly beautiful voice. Where when you call, people already know that it's you because they hear the sound of your voice that is unique to you. We have these incredible lungs that keep us alive so that we can breathe through this nose, through this mouth. This beautiful heart that pumps to help keep us alive. Hips that just kind of cradle us. So when things are weighing us down, we've got all this stuff on our shoulders, just kind of pushing down on the spine, on the hips, on the legs. Oh my goodness. Think about the weight that we carry mentally and emotionally. And yet the hips, they're helping to carry that weight. And when you think about all the things that you've been shouldering for all these years, your thighs are working to help you to keep it, and your knees. So you can, stand and kneel in life. You get to kneel down and pick things up off the floor because you have legs. That's awesome. You get to run with the dogs or the kids because you have the means by which to do it. In this physical world, you were given, the vast majority of us were given all the physical components that we need to enjoy all that life has to offer. We have feet, our toes pointing the way, leading us, whatever path we choose to take in life. This physical body that we get only for this lifetime, whether we're here a couple of years or we're here for 100 years, this is the only body that we get. So when we can start honoring ourselves, to me it's a form of self-love to say, you know what? I honor my body for where it is today. I honor my body for where it is today. So if we're trying to, gain weight or lose weight, we can make that comment. If we start hearing the negative self-talk, push it out. We can go back to, I honor where I am today. Now, if it's about your height, you can't make yourself taller, make yourself shorter. You can't change your eye colors. I mean, I guess you could with contacts, but your eyes are still the color that they are. So just honor yourself. And really, if you have blue eyes or brown eyes or green eyes or whatever, you have eyes by which to see. How beautiful is that? Ears by which to hear. And when we get older and we start losing our eyesight or we start losing our hearing, even more so can we start to appreciate how wonderful it is, what a blessing it had been all those years to have hearing and sight. To have hands by which to grab a hold of life and arms by which to hug. So going through the process that I've gone through over nearly the past years brought me to a heightened level of appreciation for this body. So how can you honor yourself? How can you start showing yourself more self-love? Well, think about things that you enjoy doing. Maybe it's taking a walk. If you enjoy walking in the woods, now granted, right now at the time of this taping, it's early March, so there's snow out on the ground. So for some people, they wait until the weather breaks. Some people still walk all winter long. But maybe it's time to get out and go for a hike or get out and go for a walk. Maybe you love driving and you just haven't driven in a while. Or you enjoy painting or writing and you've gotten away from it. Find time for you. You deserve that. Whatever it is for you. Maybe it's taking a long hot bath so nobody will bother you. Maybe you love to create certain meals. Do that. Spend time. What is your passion? What is it that you enjoy doing? And if doing these things bring you a sense of calm, a sense of peace, you're just going to feel better. And again, we don't know how long we have, so doesn't it make sense to want to do things that make us feel better? Now, some of us, you may be with people that are really negative. And if somebody is negative, they tend to try and spew that yuck over onto the people that are close by. So if you're around these types of negative people, you can try and find a way to either protect yourself from it, or for those that you can, remove yourself until you figure out how you can protect yourself from their energy. Because when we are in an unhealthy state, we don't like feeling the yuck. So we start flipping it off or flicking it off, like, and tossing it over onto other people just to get the yuck off. So, and it's the people that are around us that, they're trying to dodge it. Some of them, it doesn't matter. We hit them square on, and then they feel like yuck because we just flicked our yuck off at them. When we start to heal ourselves, mind, body, spirit, then we're going to have less yuck to want to spew. And then the other people around us don't have to absorb that. Or if we're the ones that are taking it, it may be that we're in such a defensive mode because somebody close to us is constantly just spewing their stuff out at us, that we're constantly just blocking and blocking. So there's no time to think about self-love, self-care, honoring the body because we're in the defensive mode. I'm going to ask for you, if that's the case, to try and find some time to separate yourself, to take the walk, to take a hot bath. Maybe go see a mental health professional or a spiritual counselor. See if you can get help to get beyond the defensive mode so you can really get back to, if we spend our whole time in defense blocking stuff from other people, what quality of life do we really have? And we're the only ones that get to choose. I mean, yeah, life happens. And so maybe it takes a while before you can get out of a situation. I really do understand that. So little by little, we start making plans, we have a goal, and we take little steps to where we can achieve that goal to remove ourselves from an unhealthy situation. It's not, I don't expect people to just, all of a sudden they just make changes, although sometimes we do. Sometimes it really is. If we are stagnant, and so we're just moving along in life, we're going to keep getting the same thing. If we take even just one little small step, eventually the trajectory is changing for us. And if we do enough of these little baby steps, then life over time is going to be that much better. And there are going to be certain points in life in which you can take even larger steps. So you can increase the overall trajectory even more so. And I'm going to ask for you that every step that you take, honor yourself for it. Every little move that you've made, every bath, just so you can decompress, good for you. Take that time. You deserve it. Because nobody else gets your body. That's your body. It's the only one you have. So it's up to you what you want to do for the most part. I mean, again, there are some things that may be in our current situation that take some of that out of our control. But you really do have more power over your body than you probably think that you do. So I'm going to ask for you just to think about it. What can you do to start taking these small steps to where you can start feeling better? So you can really start honoring your body for who you are. To appreciate that, maybe I didn't get the best genes. Genetically speaking, I still have this physical body. I still have hands by which to touch people and to feel the depths of the flower, or even a touch of my grandbabies' faces. Kind of combing their hair back with my hands. Just the things that I couldn't do as a spirit. I take them in. It's like soaking up those moments. Even in conversation with people, I have noticed that I have an even greater appreciation when somebody is talking to me and I see the different facial expressions, and they're going from happy, and maybe at some point they get more serious, or they're a little sad, and just, the different lines on their face. I find it so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Even the way that their hand gestures are as they're talking, as they're moving around. It's so beautiful. That's their physical body. They only have that one lifetime in that particular body. And I'm blessed because I get to interact with them. I get to talk to them and see the beauty that is them. I want to be able to enjoy as much of my life as I can while I'm physically here, because there aren't any redos once this body is gone. And yeah, we can say that we have, for those of us that believe in reincarnation, I only get one Tish body in this era. Maybe I'll be Tish again some other time, or I was in the past. This is my only body, and these genetics is Tish. If I come back in 10, 20 years as somebody else, I'm not going to know the same people. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. So it's just finding that appreciation for who and where you are today. If you can find the time to heal, again, be it a mental health professional, a spiritualist, doing self-help work, the books, whatever is right for you, to heal some of this stuff so you can get some of this off you, so you can really appreciate life even more. How beautiful is that? Where you can release some of the pain, some of the heartache, some of the yuck that we've just been carrying around whether it's weeks, years, decades, to release it, to cleanse the energy of the soul. And one of my past episodes, I have, it's called Soul Cleanse, and that can kind of give you an idea. It's, we have this physical container, but we also have the soul. And the soul recording our thoughts, our actions, our experiences, good and bad, where we can go in and look at the energy of the soul and what are the things that are weighing us down? What can we heal? What can we cleanse? So what can we remove to where we feel a little lighter? And I swear it's like the more we purge this stuff, the more we get this yuck stuff off, the more we can, you may find that the more you can appreciate your physical body, of what it's done to carry you through this lifetime. And you may find that your toes kind of point you into a different direction, onto a different path. The healthier that you're feeling, the stronger mentally and emotionally that you're feeling. And then if you bring that back to your eating habits, you may find too, or maybe you start working out or doing yoga or whatever, that your body's feeling stronger. So again, we go back to the mind, body, and spirit. So you're just all over, just a healthier person. And it's not just a physically healthier, but your soul is healthier. Because there are some people that have a very healthy physical body, but spiritually they're carrying around the weight of the world, all this stuff that has happened to them. So it's great that their bodies are of perfect health, but it still isn't equating to the spiritual aspect or side of that. So if you choose, you get to work on the physical and on the spiritual. And I tell you, one really does affect the other. One really does help to strengthen the other one. And boy, to get to a place to say, you know what? I honor who and where I am today. I honor my body for all the physical, wonderful things that I get to do in this body. Not only do I accept that I'm this tall or this short or whatever, I am so grateful for it. I am grateful for being so tall or for being short, because at least I have this physical body by which to experience all these wonderful things in this lifetime. And I feel as though when I beat myself up emotionally because I'm not perfect, I also feel like I'm not honoring God by doing that either. If we believe that God gave us this particular body, why would I beat it up? Yes, we do have choices on some aspects of our physical body, but there are some parts we didn't have control over. It's just our genetics. So anyway, it's just, this has really been on my mind a whole lot lately from my recent experiences. We get to choose to live. We get to choose how we live, for the most part. We can honor ourselves or not. The choice is entirely up to you, whether or not you honor yourself. And I hope you do. If you're not already, I hope that you find the right words that you can bring back to yourself of I honor my body for where it is today. I honor my life for where it is today. I honor myself for who I am today. And with that one, you may have made a lot of strides in the last 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. You may run into somebody that you knew 20 years ago, and they don't believe all the changes that you made because they're still seeing you at yourself 20 years ago. It's okay. We tend to do that as people. We remember people from the last time we saw them. So that doesn't change your journey. It doesn't change your evolution, your growth. And the more we honor ourselves, the more, words from others affect us even less when we really know what our truth is. So anyway, again, I hope you, if you're not already, that you start honoring your body and your spirit. So thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can email me, call me, go to the website. And then otherwise, until next time, thank you so much. Be well, and namaste.